Hare Krishna. So Ram Navami, the appearance day of Sri Rama, took place last Sunday. And in light of the recently celebrated Ram Navami, I have this really interesting and beautiful topic that I would like to speak about, like a discussion. So Ram is one of Krishna's 10 incarnations. But Krishna does not only have 10 incarnations, he has innumerable incarnations. It's nicely described in our scriptures that Krishna's incarnations come and go onto this material realm like the waves of the ocean. Waves in the sea, they come one after the other. That's exactly how Krishna incarnates. So many times, so many incarnations. And in our scriptures, 10 out of these innumerable incarnations, 10 incarnations have been selected and nicely described and glorified, which is called the Dashavatar. 10 avatars, 10 incarnations. And out of these prominent 10, one of the most prominent is the 7th incarnation known as Rama. So Sri Ram, he is known as Maryadha Purushottama. Purushottama is one of the names of Krishna. Purushottama means supreme perfect being. Purusha means supreme being. Uttama, perfect. So Purushottama is one of Krishna's names because he is the supreme perfect being. This Krishna Purushottama, he takes different incarnations, different forms, and they are all described differently as well. In each incarnation, he has a slightly different personality, holds a slightly different kind of caliber, but they are not different personalities, they are all forms of that one Lord, Krishna. But they come for different purposes and they display, that's the correct word, they display different perspectives of that one perfect being, Krishna. So Rama is known as Maryadha Purushottama. Maryadha Purushottama means the most respectable form of God. Krishna, in his personal form as Krishna, he is known as Purna Purushottama. Purna Purushottama means the complete form of God. So why is Krishna called Purna, or complete form of God? Because Krishna is the only incarnation of himself. Krishna, when he descended as his personal as Krishna, he displayed every aspect that God in his supreme and almighty form should display. In our Vedic scriptures, the sign and symptoms that this is God, that God must possess, are 6 opulences, nicely described as 6 opulences, which is also the definition of Bhagavan. Bhagavan is the name we use for God, and Bhagavan means the one who possesses these 6 opulences that I'm going to name. Supreme wealth, supreme strength, supreme fame, supreme knowledge, supreme beauty, and supreme renunciation. Whoever possesses these 6 opulences in full is called Bhagavan, God. So, which is why not anyone and everyone can be God. There's only one God, because there's only one personality in all these realms, or whatever one may call it, dimensions. There's only one being who possesses all these 6 opulences in full, and that is God, Bhagavan. And our Vedic scriptures describe this Bhagavan to be Krishna. So now that is a topic for another day, where I can make a video some other day going into detail of the 6 opulences and how Krishna proved that he is the possessor of the 6 opulences in full. I can make a video another day. But today we're talking about Sri Ram. So Krishna is known as Purna Purushottama, the complete form of God, because he completely displayed all 6 opulences that God should possess in full. He displayed it. If you look at all his leelas, he proved that he is the supreme wise one. Nobody is wiser than him. He proved that he is the wealthiest. Nobody is wealthier than him. Like this and so on and so forth. The 6 opulences. He proved that nobody excels him in these 6. So that is why he is called Purna Purushottama, the complete form of God, most complete form of God. But Rama, he is known as Maryadha Purushottama, the most respectable form of God. Why? Simply because, and this is also another reason as to why he is one of the most prominent incarnations of Krishna compared to other incarnations Krishna has taken. Because Rama completely lived as a human being. Krishna, he descended looking like human being. He has same, the body is similar to us. But he never lived like one. Krishna never lived like a human being. He lived like God, just as how God should be. You know, he lifted a mountain at the age of 7 to display that he has supreme strength. He swallowed an entire forest fire. When the forest in Vrindavan was set on fire, he swallowed it up like nothing. Display supreme power once again. He has, so many gopis, cowherd girls, who are madly in love with him. He had 16,108 wives. 16,108 wives. Now, that is also a topic for another day. You will take a completely different video to explain this very misunderstood, easily misunderstood thing about Krishna Leela. So, one should not foolishly jump to conclusion that Krishna is, a rascal, or that Krishna is a lusty personality. No, he is God. Lust cannot, overcome God. So there are very, very beautiful, very valid reasons as to why Krishna had 16,108 wives, as to why Krishna had so many gopis. I can make a video about that another day. But he displayed all these, that God means one who is not under any societal, not under any moral, not under any, man-made rules and regulations. Like they say, rules are not for the rule maker, right? That is God. If God comes under some form of, some sort of regulations, if God can be controlled by society, then that is not God. God is the one who controls everybody. Nothing should be controlling him. So Krishna displayed that nobody controls me. He never listened to, when he was here on earth as a child, when he was acting as a child, he didn't listen to his mother. If you read his leelas, he never listened to his mother, never listened to his father, he never listened to his elder brother. He displayed so many things, that he doesn't listen to anyone. Now that is a problem if his actions caused disruptance and disaster. But though he never listened to anyone, he never caused disaster anywhere. In fact, everything he did and everything he touched always turned out magnificent, fantastic, despite not listening to anybody. And that is God. He doesn't need anybody's advice. That is God. That is the definition of God. Everybody should go to him for advice, and he should not be going to anybody for advice. So Krishna displayed that beautifully. So if you really study the Krishna Leela with, the authorized scriptures and a devotee to explain, because his Leelas can be misunderstood. And there is also another aspect of God. If you can easily understand him, if everyone can easily understand him, then he is not God. He is not God. So God reveals himself to those that he chooses to reveal. If every Tom, Dick and Harry can understand God very easily, then he is not God. So one who wants to understand God needs to read the authorized scriptures under the guidance of a devotee who has understood God, and this devotee can explain things that can be misunderstood. So if you really read his Leelas, you will be able to conclude that Krishna is God. Krishna is, the Supreme Lord. But today I made this video to talk about Ram. See, this is Krishna. This video has already been 8 minutes, and I've spent 8 minutes glorifying Krishna. This is the beauty of Krishna. I started this video with the intention of I want to glorify Ram, but 8 minutes has gone by glorifying Krishna. So this is Krishna, Purna Purushottama, the most complete form of God. But Rama is known as Maryadha Purushottama, the most respectable form of God. Because, like I said, he really lived like a human being. He brought down his supreme position and he lived like a human being, which is why he is one of the most prominent, because he is the incarnation of God, of Krishna, that we can relate to as human beings. We cannot relate to Krishna. We can't. There's nothing in common between Krishna and us. But there's so much in common. If we choose to follow in the footsteps of Rama, there's so much in common that we can relate to with Shri Ram. Though he is Supreme God himself, though he is Krishna himself, he lived like a human being. And if you look at today's world, there's so much of reason why he chose to do that. Ram, if you read the Ramayana, he never displayed that he is God. Every obstacle he overcame it as a normal human being could in that era. Now one may argue, Rama, he performed so many things, magnificent feats that we cannot do. Yeah, we cannot do because we are in this era. The human beings of that era, they could do what he did if they really followed in his footsteps. So Shri Ram showed what anything a common man can do in that era. that, he behaved just like that. So which is why he is one of the most prominent. Now why is he called Maryadha Purushottama, the most respectable form of God? Because his whole embodiment, if you just look at a deity of Shri Ram or at a picture of Shri Ram, you just look at him, automatically the first thing that comes to your mind is, wow, Ram. When you look at a picture of Krishna, many things, different people have different opinions when you look at a picture or a deity of Krishna. Very beautiful, very cute. If you look at the baby pictures of Krishna, some even, look at his photo, you say, oh, very naughty looking. But Rama, when you look at his photo or his deity, everyone, the one thing that comes to their mind is respect. Wow. The word to use is majestic. Shri Ram is the embodiment of majesty, which is why he is called the most respectable. To go, you really have to go through the entire Ramayana. But I'm just going to pull up a few key moments to show that why Rama is Maryadha Purushottama, the most respectable form of God, and also how he displayed that he has really brought himself down to just a common man, a normal human being. Shri Ram, he left his kingdom and went. He was supposed to be crowned tomorrow. Today, he is being told by his father, tomorrow morning, you leave. You leave Ayodhya and you go and live in the forest. For how many? 1, 2, 3 years? 14 years. 14 years you leave all of this, you go live in the forest. What did Shri Ram do? Absolutely nothing. He said, okay, your wish is my command, dear father, and he left. Rama left for the forest. What is he displaying? This is how son should be. Of course, like I say again, it was an era. That era, fathers never went wrong. And especially fathers, like, if you're a king, Rama's father is the king. So kings are supposed to be very wise. So if they were theistic, if they were, they followed Vedic scriptures, Vedic regulations, they were very perfect in what they were doing, such a father should be obeyed with no questions asked. Now that cannot apply in our era, because we cannot say that fathers and mothers or whoever, practically nobody is perfect. Nobody is really following, religious rules and all. So that cannot be applied here. We have to filter everything. Should I listen? Should I not listen? We have to filter. This I can listen, this I cannot listen. But in that era, Rama is showing the people of that era that a father like his, if you have a father like his, the father should be obeyed with no questions asked, which is exactly what Rama did. Now Rama, being the eldest son, the oldest prince and the rightful heir of the throne, had a lot of points that he could have used to argue with his father. What you're doing is unjust. I never did anything. Why are you sending me to the forest? You see, you're listening to your wife and you're sending me to the forest when I never did anything. Your wife is the one who should be going to the forest because she is the one in the wrong. If you read the Ramayana, you'll be able to understand more better what I'm explaining. So Rama actually didn't deserve to go to the forest. He never did anything wrong. He was being exiled. Going to the forest was exile, and exile is used for people like criminals. Rama never did anything to deserve such a fate, but he went without any questions asked. He said, yes, my father, you order me to go to the forest. Tomorrow morning I shall go to the forest for 14 years. I don't want the throne because you have told me the throne is not for me. So he is displaying what a perfect son should be. In the forest, when his wife Sita was with him and his younger brother Lakshmana was with him, he displayed what a perfect husband should be, how a perfect brother should be. He has displayed how a perfect warrior should be. He displayed. During the war with Ravana, let's backtrack a bit. When Sita got kidnapped by Ravana and brought to Lanka, what did Rama do? Did he just take his bow and he said, okay, Sita has been kidnapped, now we shall go and find for my wife? No, first thing he did was he broke down, he cried. He brought himself down to the level of a human being. What would a normal man do after having known that his wife has been kidnapped? Cry, which is exactly what Rama did. He cried. He broke down and he cried. He's displaying normal human emotions. God brought himself down to be an ordinary human being and lived a life full of pleasures. Haribol. He lived a life full of pleasures and miseries, just like us. Life is full of pleasures and miseries. Rama lived such a life. After having breakdown and everything, if you read the Ramayana, his younger brother Lakshman advises him, because after breaking down, and crying. After he composes himself, Rama becomes angry and he takes his bow and he says, I shall not be this patient, compassionate Rama that I have always been. Enough is enough. I'm going through so much of miseries when I never deserved them. I'm not going to be that Rama anymore, right? As of now, I'm going to be a different Rama, a ruthless Rama. I'm going to punish the people who allowed my wife to be kidnapped. That is what Rama said. Now Lakshmana, he comes and he says, no brother, you have to show by example. This is the purpose we are here, to show by example what a common man should do in such a situation. This further proves the purpose of Rama's descent, to show us what a common man should be like. So Rama listens to his younger brother and says, yes, you are right. If I do like this, then tomorrow common men will follow my footsteps. Something go wrong, take bow, arrow, take everything, go to war. That should not be the way. Everything, despite having go through the biggest miseries, calm, collected, we think. Still have to follow dharma, justice. That is what Rama is displaying. So he goes to war with Ravana, and the whole war he shows how a proper warrior should be, despite you are the one injustice has been committed against you, how you should act like in a commotion, in a confrontation, everything. And after killing Ravana, comes back with his wife Sita and he rules Ayodhya. And he then displayed how a perfect king should be. When he took the throne back, his younger brother handed him the throne. Brother, this throne actually belongs to you. You should be the king. His younger brother Bharata hands the throne back to Rama. So Rama takes the throne and he rules. And then if you read the Ramayana, you will see what a perfect king he has been. Which is why in Tamil, or not just Tamil, Indians have this saying Rama Rajyam. Rama Rajyam means the ruling of Rama. Because the ruling of Rama was such perfect ruling that how a government should be like Rama's government. How a leader should be like Rama. Like this, everybody says it's very natural in Indian, especially if you go to India. Anything also they'll say, you see what Rama did, Rama Rajya. Like that, because Rama lived such a life, perfect. And then we have that common, very big debate that's going on for many years up till today. How can Rama be considered perfect if he sent his pregnant wife, Sita, to the forest after, having ruled for a while? The people started becoming unhappy with Rama, that you have taken a wife that has lived with another man, Ravana, for a year after being kidnapped. How can you accept her back? You don't know what she did in Lanka, what she may have done with Ravana. You don't know. How can you accept back? And all these people were very unhappy. So Rama, he sent his wife, pregnant wife, to the forest. Now this has become an issue for many years. People who are against Rama, they argue with the Vaishnavas, the devotees of Rama, that how you can accept him as a perfect being when he did this. That is also a display of perfection. He is displaying how a perfect king should be. Everyone who is complaining against him are also the same people who are living very miserable lives, complaining about their governments, because government today, the leaders of countries today, prioritize themselves and prioritize their own families. One who is not ready to sacrifice his personal family, not ready to sacrifice himself, should not take the throne of any country, should not become the leader of a country. If you become the leader of a country, you are unofficially or even officially saying, they take an oath, they do officially say that my people are more important to me, are my biggest priority. But are they following that oath? No. This is what a king should be, that you should look at your people even before you look at your own family. Just like a father of a family, he should look at his family members before he looks at himself. Yes? A mother of a family looks at her own family members before she looks at herself. This is a qualification to be a proper father and a proper mother. Similarly, if you are the king, if you are the prime minister, if you are the president of a country, you must prioritize your people's happiness, your people's well-being, your people's contentment, satisfaction, before you look at your own family. Rama was literally displaying this, that perfect king. That the people are unhappy with me that I've taken my wife and accepted her, right or wrong. Right now my people are all boiling that, oh, king, how can we accept that our king has done this? So I must make my people happy. What use am I as a king if my people are unhappy? If a country's leader had this kind of thought process, the countries around the world today will be perfect. People will be very happy. In fact, nobody would want to do elections, because they would want their leader to be the leader forever. Why elections? Why is there this thing called elections? Because leader is may not be very competent. I find that my leader is not competent. And practically everybody around the world is saying that. Nobody around the world is saying I have a perfect leader, as far as I know. So Rama is showing those who are complaining against Rama that how can Rama do this, would celebrate if they had such a leader. If a leader is ready to send his wife to the forest because we are not happy, we would be very much happy that we have such a leader. He's ready to sacrifice even his time with his wife for us. People will celebrate such a leader. But today, because we are not, we are thinking like common men. What would I do? I wouldn't send my wife. Yeah, because I'm not fit to be a king. I am not ready to prioritize my people's happiness over my own happiness. I'm not ready. So I'm not fit to be a king. I should never become a king. But Rama is 100% fit to be a king of a country. So he was ready to even sacrifice. He sent his forest, and then they will say, abandon the wife. Rama never abandoned his wife. Abandonment, you must understand the definition of it. He left his wife in the ashram of the great sage Valmiki. And that sage was running a small village, in fact, in the forest. So there were so many women there to aid Sita in her childbirth and everything. Rama didn't just abandon her in the middle of a forest. So this, of course, we are going further deeper into the Ramayana. Another video for another day. But this is why, and Rama, when he left his wife in the forest, he slept on the floor. He never enjoyed his royal life anymore, because he realized that wife is sleeping in the forest. I should sleep on the floor. Wife is eating fruits and berries only. I also should eat just like that. I shouldn't enjoy royal feast. That is exactly what Rama did. Being the king of one of the greatest nations, or at that time during his rule, it was the greatest nation, Ayodhya. He never enjoyed any of the royalty because his wife is not enjoying it. She is in the forest. I also shall live such a life. He cannot just throw his throne and run behind the wife in the forest. Because like I said, then you are not fit to be a king. Rama is called Raghupati Raghava Raja Rama. He is the greatest king because he was ready to sacrifice personal pleasures, personal relationships for the people. This is why Rama is known as Maryadha Purushottama, the most respectable form of God. He deserves all that respect and has earned all that respect. Krishna does not need to prove to us why he deserves that respect, but he did. He descended as Rama and proved it to us. It was so important to the Lord that his creation should understand him. That is God. Despite being all powerful, it's important to me that my people understand me. He can go on and say, I don't care what you guys think about me. He doesn't need to prove to us. He is not sitting up there dependent on us. We are surviving here dependent on him. One snap of his finger and we are all dead. Right? But if he lives that way, that I'm so powerful, I don't need you, so henceforth I'll do whatever I want, I don't need you to understand me, then that is not God. That is a tyrant. But he is God. So it's very important to him that we understand him, which is why he takes so many incarnations, comes down, displays so many aspects of him, so that we can understand him on a holistic level. So I just wanted to share this very beautiful fact and the difference between Rama and Krishna. So the main difference is, if you could understand and derive it from this video, Rama descended to show us an exemplary life. We are to follow in his footsteps. But Krishna, he did not come down for us to follow in his footsteps, because we cannot. It's not possible. We cannot lift a mountain at the age of 7 on one finger. So anyone who says Krishna had, many wives, I'm also going to have many wives, our response to him is, first you go and lift a mountain like Krishna, then you can have wives like Krishna. First you go and swallow a forest fire like Krishna, then you can have wives like Krishna. You wield the Sudarshan Chakra like Krishna, then you can have wives like Krishna. Cannot. So we should never ever try to imitate Krishna. We cannot be like Krishna. That's why he's Purna Purushottama, the most complete form of God. Complete form of God means cannot be imitated. But Rama brought himself down, kept all his mystical opulences in check, and lived like a human being to show us how a good human being should be, like Ram. So Rama, we are meant to follow in his footsteps, and we should try in our daily life as much as we can to follow in his footsteps. Of course, even though he brought himself down like a human, he is not human. Still he is God. We are not like that. We are full of misperfections, imperfections, mistakes. But the point of Rama Leela, Rama Avatar, is that we should try our best in whatever way we can to try and follow in the footsteps of Shri Ram. And for a woman is to try and follow in the footsteps of Sita Maharani. Sita Navami is coming, the appearance day of Srimati Sita Maharani in May. I will be making a video glorifying and speaking about the glories of Srimati Sita Maharani, so then we can understand Sita and why is it a woman is asked and advised and encouraged to follow in the footsteps of Sita Maharani. If you have watched this video, the full video, thank you very much. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Sita Ram, Jai Shri Radha Krishna, Hare Krishna.